component. I named my component as a first component, and I'm not selecting any of these interfaces. Okay, why this interface is needed? If we want to use this component as a tab, if we want to use this component as a tab, or if you want to create this component as a page, or you want to use this component as a record page in the sense, if I go to any of my accounts or any of the object, S object, if I go to any of the object, if I want to use within this page, if I want to use somewhere in this page, then I need to work with record page. Experience builder site, if you want to use this for a lightning communities. We have a communities, isn't it? We remember last time we were discussing about communities. We enabled and we are able to log in with the contacts, right? As a partner user. So you wanted to enable this for page for a community usage, or you need to use this for a quick action. Quick action in the sense, here you will be having a button. So here you will be having a button. You can enable the here button. As soon as I click, I get a pop-up, right? You want to use this component as this model, then you need to use an interface called Lightning Quick Action. Now I'm not doing any of this. I'm not doing any of this for now. Submit it. And I'll just say, hey, this is my first component. This is my first component. Now, how can I see a output here? Because this is a UI, right? We should see an output for sure, isn't it? To see a output, we have an option, File, New, Apex, Lightning Application. Lightning Application. In Lightning Application, I say my first, I'll say Yap. Here, lightning out dependency is something. Is let's say you are if you are loading your lightning component within your lightning experience, then you don't need any dependency framework. Okay, but imagine if you are loading this lightning application through a classic experience, that time you don't have a lightning framework, isn't it? If we mention lightning out, it means that it will take out this framework, it will load on top of classic. This is something across platform. So now I'm not doing this because it's okay, because we are in lightning experience, it's okay. So I just mention it as the lightning app. Now the issue is that if I want to see output, I need to call my component inside my application. So how can I call? Here you can see C colon. C means a namespace. C means a namespace. First component like this. Here when I say C equal to, C means custom namespace. Can I create my own custom namespace? Can I create my own custom namespace? Yes, we can do that. How can we do that? If I go to setup, if I can go to setup, sorry, package, package manager. If I go to package manager, here we don't have a namespace defined, right? None. So what I'll do, I'll just edit it. I'll just continue. Here I'll check namespace. Namespace in the sense, present 2020, check availability. Oh, this namespace is available. I'll say review my selection, say. Now, whatever Apex class you created so far, whatever components you created or anything you created, let me go to objects now. My namespace is present 2020, isn't it? If I go to my accounts, if I go to my accounts, if I go to my fields and relationships, you can see namespace. Custom fields got added with the namespace, right? So now this field is unique. So you can't create a duplicate namespace across any of the organization. Now you can't use Presume 2020 anywhere in your organization. It's only limited for this org. That's it. So This will automatically updates. Now I can use this way. Let's say, for example, if I'm in accounts only, okay, if I'm an object manager, if I go to my accounts, if I'm calling this is active, okay, I'm just querying on is active, simple thing. Select ID, comma, is active from account limit 10. I can use this way. I can also use this way. What happened? Select ID, account from accounts. Now it is expecting me to use a namespace always, isn't it? So now whatever you do from here, you need to use a namespace if you want to run your solutions. If you want to run your solution. Now the same thing here I can use Presim 2020 like this. This C is nothing but my namespace, personal namespace. You understood this? C is nothing but my namespace. If you don't have a namespace, then you need to use C. If you define your namespace, you can use this way. Let's say, for example, I will show you. Now, in component level, you don't have a preview option. For application, you have an option called preview. If I click a preview, it will generate an output for me. It will generate, this is my first component. Now I am using namespace as a Presim 2020. Let me say I'll use my namespace as C. Can I get my output now? See, still I am able to get right. You might be thinking, no, if I close, update my preview, you can see output. So you can use like C, or you can also use your namespace only. Presim 2020. Now it's okay. Now why I need to have a name? So let's say if you are building your components like a package or solution, like a tool that you are building to deliver to the other systems, right? If that's the case, you can't use the same namespace. You don't have a guarantee, right? Your first component will be unique. So might be in that organization they created for some other purposes with the same name, right? Now, how can this be differentiated? This can be differentiated with the namespace because namespace cannot be duplicated with the different organizations. It is only limited to you, like your email address. Your email address cannot be taken by anyone else, right? It's same as that. Clear? Okay. Now, yeah, your arc, your arc, different Salesforce environments. Okay. Even for a real production environment, the licensed version also they will not have a chance to use Presim 2020 anymore. It's like your phone number or email. It's like your phone number. Phone number cannot be duplicated, right? Whatever it's showing across the world. Same thing across the networks. It's same. The number cannot be duplicated. Hmm. Yeah. Might be you didn't use. Someone else might be used it. So even right, if you remember, while creating any users, also in our system, I always use extension. If I go to users, you can see the user extension dot presim dot 2021 sfdc dot presim. So I know that presim.com have no domain, so easily so only I'm using like 2021 and I'm using extension just to avoid those errors. Imagine like you joined some X company and you created your production arc with saying that parag at the rate that x.com. You created a user account in your developer edition. In your actual project, your username will be dot one something else. You can't use your email as your username. The same thing, namespace also creates uniqueness across all the organizational development of Salesforce. Okay. Now, in component, we have two different things we need to remember. We have, in components, we have a few things that we need to remember. First thing called interfaces. We have interfaces, the way I showed before, right? Available for record page, available for lightning digital experience. And the second one called onload actions. And third one called change event handlers. And fourth one, application event registered. Fifth one, application event handler. Sixth one, component event handler. Seventh one, component event registered. Eighth one, attributes. How many things we have? You need to remember, I mean, you need to work with 8 different concepts of lightning components. With this, you can able to invoke, okay? And ninth one, you can also say that controller. Ninth one, controller is nothing but your Apex classes. Apex class. You can able to access only one Apex class in one lightning component. You cannot have a multiple Apex classes defined. Clear? What libraries we have? What resources we have to kickstart with lightning components? We have first thing called component library, and the second one called lightning design system. For this you have URL called getslds.com, and here you can say developer.salesforce.com, and you can navigate component library from, I don't know, let me check it out, developer.salesforce.com. So you don't want to write anything from a scratch because Salesforce provided a basic products learn component, lightning component in the docs only. Now, if I go to my docs, if I go to lightning component library, now I have all the possible lightning components provided by Salesforce by default. Okay. Now let's say if I need an accordion, something like this is called accordion. You need to know the technical names, that's it. Accordion. Now, here we have two different things. One is Aura, one is Lightning Web Components. For now, we are discussing about Aura, not a web components. Okay, remember that. We are discussing about Aura. In Aura, what we have? Accordion. Here we have example. We also have accordion section. You can change. It's not something like you need to pull. Let's say accordion on a conditional. So I can see show active section name. Oh, B is active. Toggle D. D is not displayed. You can display. So for the sample example, you have a code here. For that example, you have a code here, right? You are seeing, isn't it? Now let's say for now our background is coming as like this one only. Let me check it out. Interfaces. Let me check it out like interfaces. If I need to know my interfaces, this is my interfaces, Lightning, available for, I wanted to create as a tab, let's say force colon tab. If I keep tab here, then I have my interface app hostable, implements force colon app hostable. I'm using this interface. I will show you up. I use this interface. Okay. Oh, this is error because of this. Now what I'll do, I'll go to my setup. I'll create tabs. New. Here you can see Lightning component tabs, isn't it? Under tabs, I'll be creating a new tab. Here Prism, you can see a namespace itself it is coming. There is trailhead tips underscore. This is a different namespace, right? Here we have different namespace. This is a package installed myself. It's not something whenever you create ARC, you will get these things installed for a trailhead playground. Now I'm using Prism 2020 and I'll say first LTNG and I'll select my tab, box, next, default on, let it make default on only. I don't want to confuse it. It got created. I'll go and I'll refresh this page. Now I got, where is this? First LTNG. I'll say add to navigation bar. You got any output? Oh, we don't have anything here written. Let's say H1. This is my first component. Say you can see right. This is coming as a blue under a black letters. How about background now? I need to write like white color background. All these things I need to keep right. CSS. If I want to get this as a background, I need to go to inspect. Let's say we'll do that 1 minute from here. Inspect I need to do. That's the only thing that we can do, right? All you need to select the entire window and you will be saying background white. This is how you expected to write CSS, right? And here what we'll be doing, we'll go and where to write a CSS every time you need to write in the CSS file. Here you can see style file. You need to go to style and I'll say you need to use DOS this. Dot this means for this component, okay? Always you need to use this. And then I'll say background head. And inside I'll say, oh, this is my background color, white. And I have to use this my background color at a h1 saying that class equal to my class name. Saved it. If I refresh. 1 minute. Why this is not formed? Background. We have background head. Dot this dot. Now we got the this dot my first component. This is looking good or this is not looking good? And you need to keep a definite size and height, right? Let me go to inspect. What we need to do, we need to set a size and all this stuff, isn't it? Here you can see Prism 2020 first component dot. This refers to the namespace component name dot the field name, isn't it? You can see the difference, right? here you can see how it is referred. Dot presume 2020 first component dot background head. So the dot this refers to the component name. Now here what we need to do. Oh, okay. Here we need to say height 120 percentage, or like I need to say 100 percentage. I need to set height, isn't it? So some extra CSS I need to add. Yes or no? To do that, but here, right, in Salesforce, we have a concept called cart, or we have a, there is other CSS I'm talking about, SLDS, get slds.com. So I'm discussing about the resources we have. So we have a concept called SLDS-cart. There is a concept called cart. Cart itself will give automatically a background, something like this. So what I'll do, I'll use a CSS called SLDS cart. So I don't want to do this anymore. Save. Instead of this, I'll take it off. I'll create one parent div. I'll create one parent div class equal to SLDS cart. Now you can see this is like we are getting from card only. Okay, this is simple. Now let's say if I need my header and everything, if I need my custom component, that what I can do. Here you can see these are the CSS available. This is sample CSS that you can see. If you want to get this as it is component, you have a lightning component here, right? Click on it. It will take you to the lightning component library. Now it will take you to the component library. Here we have a sample card, like a basic card we had. Oh, this is a web components. Now we need to check in cards in the Aura components. Here you have normal card. Here you have a custom card, whatever you wanted. Or this is a basic card. Now let's say if I want to use my custom tag, all I need to use, copy the code, go back to your developer console, paste it. Now you can see, as I mentioned, we have attributes, right? Here we have an attribute, isn't it? And now we have v.title, we have a custom title they were talking about, and we can see, refresh. We got like custom title, you got an image. So here, what they are using like icon name connected apps. But if I want to use my users, then I can say here we have an option called icons. We have Lightning Design System icons by default. Okay. If I go here, not everything is showing up. Icon, iconography. 1 minute. Icons, dynamic icons, blueprint overview with icon. SLDS icons. I forgot my navigation. Icons and Lightning Design System. So yeah, here we have what is, oh, by default we have icons here. So if I need a user, so this is my add user. If I want to see my list of users, you can even search for user. So this is my customers where it is available under. Here you have two things. You have utility with a black color, or you have standard icons with customers. So what I will be, so which in which section it is available? Inside standard icons, right? So what we can do instead of utility, you will be say standard and your icon name. Save. Now you can see update it, right? You can see the difference now. So you have a tag 1, tag 2, tag 3, everything. So now you can focus on what is actually needed. You don't want to focus on the UI design. Now UI design is done. Now you can focus what actually you need to do, right? Clear? So here, how many things we have? We have two different types of resources. One is component library. One is component library with the working model of the component. The other one is design system to use a standard CSS. Let's say if I minimize my window, I'll minimize my window, okay? My component structure is changing, right? My component structure is changing. Let's talk about little more. We have like a lightning grid. We have also called record, sorry, not record layout, layout. We have layout item. Click on layout item and just show you with auto flexibility. So I'll say container. This is simple thing that I'm using. Okay, I'm just copied pasted. I'll show you examples and we'll discuss more like how to implement and everything. First, we'll see that. So now again, I'll copy layout items and I'll paste it again. And I'll say 5, 6, 7, 8. I saved it. Now we'll see an output. Now we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? But we don't have a background. The reason behind why we are not getting background inside dev only, right? Then why it is not giving background fit? SLDS container, SLDS cart. Now we got it like 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, we can do the different way for a better understanding. We can cut it from here. We can add it here. We can add it here so that we'll see box by box. Refresh. SLDS card just applies a card layout. That's it. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what I'll do, Lightning is available for big and small screens. So it is not adjusted, right? It is compressing, isn't it? This is not looking good, right? Now in Lightning, we have other things called, to make it responsive, we say size attribute for tablets and medium devices. Normally we say size 6 and medium devices and small devices. We have two different things. Now, if you want to do more details about this one, you need to go to specification, documentation, not specification. In specification, you can see small devices, medium devices, large devices. Let's say if I say small devices, if I mention my small device, let's say lightning layout flexibility auto, so small device equal to 12. 12 means number of columns. I mean, the grid size is 12. For a HTML, one page complete size is 12, right? I hope you know this. The entire page will be segregated as a 12 columns. That's the concept of I mean, any UI component development. Now I mentioned like 12 is arguments for a small layout. You cannot have a device specified for attribute lightning component with a specified. Okay, here I'll say flexibility. I'll say size equal to 4. This is like 8, correct? Yeah, let's say size equal to 4. I made as a size 4. So now 8 columns will come in, 3 fours are 12, and 2 rows it will come by default. One. Oh, this is going beyond. 1 minute. Something went wrong in my structuring. Different space, different size. Oh, no, 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 that's fine. Like this is layout item. Each layout item is a div, separate div. 1 minute. Small devices, multiple rows equal to, okay. My mentioned key called multiple rows equal to true. I missed this keyword. What's the keyword that I missed? Oh, and this is case sensitive again. This is a case sensitive. You need to use the right cases. One, two, three. Okay. For small devices is 12. Small device size is 12. But this is not a small device size. Refresh. Seriously, man. Just checking out. Now we have like a different columns, right? Two rows with four. I mean, two rows with the 8 numbers, right? Now, if I change our page size, these pages will be responsive. Now you can see 3 rows. It got updated, right? 4 rows. If I expand, again it will adjust automatically. So if you want to do a responsive layout, you don't want to write extra. If you want to get this layout, you need to write so much of CSS if it is actual development, right? Completely from scratch. If you are starting with your base components, you don't want to worry about your response. Your responsiveness will come automatically based on the if you are started using the Lightning Design System CSS. So there is different. The rows are getting changed automatically. Clear? So everything you don't want to write anything from scratch. You have from Lightning component library. Again, write whenever you write anything, you need to go through the component. You need to read through the documentation and specification. What are the attributes that it is available and what is the access level that is supporting. Clear? Yeah. Okay. So other thing, right? So we might have doing all this stuff. Let's say I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I need to pass my title dynamically, whatever title I needed. So what we can do, we can say aura, sorry, this is for attributes. Now we need to write for a input. So how can we do input? Lightning colon input type equal to text value equal to. So whenever you are using, you need to use v dot. This is a binding expression like the formulas and binding fields we used to have like curly braces with exclamatory mark. Now we need to use v if you are referring to your attribute. If you are referring to your attribute, you need to use a value called v. Placeholder equal to this is your page title. Now I'm saying this by default. No component named lightning lightning. Now I don't have a page title. Now I need to enter my title saying that Deepak. Now we got updated, right? Let's say now I need to pass even for a dynamic utility name, even if I want to pass my dynamic icon name. If I want to pass my dynamic icon name, what I'll do, I'll just say, BR tag, right? Now I'll say, I'll copy this my attribute, I'll paste it, I'll say icon name. Here I'll say label equal to page title, and here instead of okay, I can't use spaces here. Instead of value title, I'll use this, and a placeholder. This is your, I'll say label here. Label provide type colon icon name. Now I'll use this icon name dynamically here. V dot icon name. Now you in this page, now you don't have anything, right? In this page you don't have anything. I'll say Deepak. It got it. Utility colon user. I'll like say account. In account, this is standard, right? Standard. Now you can able to update dynamically, right? So you can say I'm not reloading anything. As soon as I type, it is updating, right? So this is called data binding operators. This is called data binding. This is something you don't want to worry about. So why this is happening? Because of explanatory mark. Let's say if I use, instead of explanatory mark, if I use like a hash, we can also use hash com. Explanatory mark is pass by reference. Hash is nothing but pass by value. Remember that. Explanatory mark pass by reference. This is pass by value. This is called assignment operator. This is called assigning. So it is two-way binding. Explanatory mark is two-way binding. Wherever it changes, update to the same memory. But this case, it will not. Even if this is updated, this will not update to the attribute anymore. Clear? Test. Now you can see even after writing test, I don't get anything, right? Standard account. So I'll show you another example here. Instead of exclamatory mark, I'll copy paste the same thing. I'll copy paste the same thing here in the v dot title, and we have footer, and in the custom body I'll just mention this. Control A, Shift Tab is for indentation. Instead of this, I'll use my hash mark here. I used a hash mark here, right? In the inside body, I'm using my hash mark. Clear? Now you can see I'm using here a hash mark, right? Here you can see hash, and here you using explanatory mark. Now if I refresh, Deepak, it is updating. Now you can see even if I am updating here, this is also updating its references, but here you can see there is no updates, right? This is called one way. As soon as if data loads with a constant value, let's say if data loaded with a default value, default testing, then this time only, for the first time, whenever page load, the assignment will happen. After that, this will not be happen. We can see this is happened. Say test. Whatever I do, it never updates. But if I do anything, it updates. Clear? Any questions?